The sun barely crests the horizon, casting long shadows on the stone streets. Jesus is led through the city, soldiers flanking him, a somber procession. The weight of the wooden cross presses heavily on his shoulders. Dust rises with each step, a stark reminder of the uneven path. The air is still, save for the rhythmic thud of sandals on stone. Mary Magdalene watches from the shadows, a silent, grief-stricken observer. Her eyes are fixed on him, a mixture of love and despair in her gaze. The guards remain oblivious to her presence, focused on their grim task. Pilate sits on his high platform in the city square, an imposing figure. A sparse crowd has gathered, their faces etched with anticipation and dread. Murmurs ripple through the crowd, a low hum of uncertainty and fear. The question hangs in the air, unspoken yet palpable. Who is this man? Pilate surveys the scene, his expression unreadable, a mask of power. He raises his hand, silencing the murmurs, demanding attention. "Are you the king of the Jews?" Pilate's voice echoes through the square. Jesus remains silent, his eyes downcast, his face bearing the marks of suffering. A young man dares to speak, his voice trembling with fear and conviction. "He speaks the truth," the young man shouts, then quickly retreats. He vanishes into the anonymity of the crowd, swallowed by the mass. Pilate watches him disappear, a flicker of amusement in his eyes. He turns back to the crowd, his face hardening, his decision made. Pilate offers a choice, a calculated maneuver to appease the masses. "Whom shall I release to you, Barabbas or Jesus called Messiah?" A moment of silence hangs in the air, thick with anticipation. Then, a roar erupts from the crowd, a deafening wave of anger and hatred. "Barabbas! Give us Barabbas! Crucify him! Crucify him!" The crowd's demand is deafening, a chorus of condemnation. Pilate recoils, the crowd's bloodlust palpable, their faces contorted. He knows what he must do, his conscience warring with political expediency. Pilate washes his hands, a symbolic gesture of absolution and surrender. "I am innocent of this man's blood," he declares, his voice hollow. "See to it yourselves," Pilate proclaims, sealing Jesus' fate. The soldiers seize Jesus, their grip tightening on his arms. The crowd surges forward, their anger fueled by Pilate's decision. Mary Magdalene watches in horror, her heart breaking with each passing moment. She tries to reach him, but the crowd holds her back, an impassable barrier. Jesus is led away, his head bowed, his fate sealed by the crowd's will. The sun climbs higher, casting a harsh light on the unfolding tragedy. The weight of the cross seems to increase with each step he takes. A single tear rolls down Mary Magdalene's cheek, a silent testament to her grief. The soldiers mock Jesus, their laughter echoing through the square. They push him forward, urging him to hurry, their cruelty relentless. The dust swirls around him, a constant reminder of his impending doom. He stumbles, his body weakened by exhaustion and pain. The cross digs into his shoulder, adding to his suffering. He looks up at the sky, a silent prayer escaping his lips. The crowd continues to jeer, their hatred unwavering. Mary Magdalene whispers his name, a desperate plea for mercy. The soldiers drag him onward, their faces grim, their duty clear. The city watches, a silent witness to the injustice unfolding before them. Pilate retreats to his chambers, his conscience weighing heavily on him. The crowd celebrates their victory, their bloodlust temporarily satiated. Jesus continues his journey, the weight of the world on his shoulders. The sun beats down mercilessly, adding to his suffering. He knows what awaits him, yet he continues to walk, unwavering in his purpose. Mary Magdalene follows from a distance, her heart filled with sorrow. The soldiers lead him towards the hill, the final destination of his journey. The crowd grows larger, their anticipation reaching a fever pitch. The weight of the cross becomes unbearable, a symbol of his sacrifice. He stumbles again, but he rises, determined to complete his mission. Jesus stumbles, the heavy cross digging into his wounded shoulder. Dust billows around his feet. A soldier shoves him forward, urging him onward towards the hill's summit. Simon of Cyrene is pulled from the crowd, reluctantly helping Jesus bear the weight. Close up on Simon's face, a mixture of fear and compassion in his eyes. Jesus, supported by Simon, continues the arduous climb, the crowd a blur around them. Simon steps back into the crowd, disappearing as quickly as he appeared. Jesus, alone again, struggles with the cross, his strength failing. The hilltop looms, a stark and desolate landscape against the darkening sky. Soldiers roughly lay Jesus on the cross, his body stretched and vulnerable. The first nail is hammered, a sharp, agonizing sound piercing the air. Another nail follows, securing his other hand to the rough wood. His feet are nailed together, the final act of brutal crucifixion. Jesus looks at the crowd, his eyes filled with sorrow and forgiveness. He whispers, "Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing." The sky darkens ominously, a strong wind whipping up dust and debris. Jesus cries out, "It is finished," his voice weak but resolute. His head slumps forward, his body still and lifeless on the cross. Mary kneels at the base of the cross, her face etched with grief. Tears stream down her face as she gazes upon her son's suffering. Joseph of Arimathea approaches Pilate, requesting Jesus' body. Pilate grants permission, and Joseph prepares to take Jesus down. Joseph and others gently remove Jesus' body from the cross. They carry him reverently towards a nearby tomb carved into the rock. Jesus' body is laid inside the tomb, wrapped in linen cloths. A large stone is rolled across the entrance, sealing the tomb shut. Mary Magdalene watches from a distance, her heart heavy with sorrow. The day ends, casting long shadows across the desolate landscape. Close up on the sealed tomb, a symbol of loss and despair. The wind howls through the empty streets, a mournful sound. A single bird flies across the darkening sky, a solitary witness. The city is silent, the events of the day weighing heavily on its soul. The soldiers stand guard, their faces grim and impassive. Mary Magdalene remains near the tomb, a silent vigil. Her eyes are fixed on the stone, her thoughts consumed by grief. The moon rises, casting an eerie glow upon the scene. The shadows deepen, obscuring the details of the landscape. The weight of the cross, the echo of the hammer, lingers in the air. The silence is broken only by the rustling of the wind. The tomb remains sealed, a symbol of finality and death. Mary's silent vigil continues, unwavering in her devotion. A close-up of Mary's face, showing her profound sadness. The camera pans up to the night sky, filled with countless stars. The vastness of the universe contrasts with the smallness of the tomb. The weight of the cross, a burden shared by all humanity. The hope for redemption, a flicker in the darkness. The promise of resurrection, a seed planted in the earth. The end of the day, but not the end of the story. The dawn will come, bringing with it the possibility of new life. Mary remains steadfast, awaiting the light. The silence is profound, broken only by her quiet sobs. She clutches a small piece of cloth, a reminder of Jesus. The moon casts long shadows, painting the scene in shades of gray. The weight of grief is heavy, but her faith remains strong. She whispers a prayer, her voice barely audible in the wind. The stars twinkle above, distant and indifferent. The tomb stands silent, a monument to loss and sacrifice. The night is long, but Mary's vigil continues. She waits for the dawn, for the promise of a new day. The weight of the cross is a burden she carries in her heart. But her love for Jesus gives her strength to endure.